I'm not trying to count your pockets, but have you ever made over 6 figures on a drop? Another comment was, New York ruins so many out-of-state releases. I'm from Boston and I've seen Bodega and Concepts close drops just because people from there fight all the time.
We fuck it up here for ourselves too. Don't think it's only for y'all. We fuck it up over here more than we fuck it up for y'all. We fuck it up over here every fucking chance we get. Okay. Nike will fucking start doing apps and raffles, and then little by little they'll let us go back. Like with Nike Lab, it's like a circle, bro. We done had Nike Lab first come first serve for the hottest sneakers in the world, and then things get out of hand, and like, all right, the next release they start this raffle process. Oh, we're not doing no more first come because y'all don't know how to act, and the neighborhood's going crazy and suing and complaining. Then like things that get calm because of the raffle system. And then like when they do a raffle system, especially Nike with their digital raffle on that silly app, right? You're bound to have people that don't want the shoe and don't live in the area that are gonna try just to see if I hit. Like, fuck it, let me see if I hit. But I live in fucking Ohio next to Racks, and I'm not flying in New York for the sneaker. So now you got somebody to reserve that sneaker that's not picking up that sneaker. So no matter how hot the shoe is, you're not selling all your inventory if you're raffling. If you're purely doing a legit raffle, you're not selling all your inventory, right? So little by little, it's like all this inventory gets left over. They start thinking like, all right, things have been calm. Let's do a first come, first serve. And then they'll do a first come, first serve for like a mid-level shoe or item, right? And it'll go good. And they'll keep doing a couple more and it'll be all right. And then they'll try one that's a little bit too hot, and then we'll blow it up and smithereens, and then we back to fucking raffles.
Okay, so then that Boston comment got me thinking about Dion from Concepts.
What up, Dion?
Yeah, shout out to Dion. I still need those Kyrie 4 lobsters. Yeah, those are.
I do too.
Man, he don't even play ball. He might play ball. I don't know.
I appreciate Concepts, man. They put a lot of effort into these things, man. Their concept is great, man. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay. So he posted a screenshot of an email.
Oh yeah.
Which you then screenshotted yourself.
Yeah.
It was about a customer who, I guess, bought it.
Yep.
Multiple pairs of the acronym Prestos.
Yes, he did.
And then he emailed Dion saying he wanted to return them because there was a brick.
He emailed Dion basically, or emailed Concepts, basically snitching on himself, because as part of their like terms and conditions of checking out online, it's like, you're not supposed to resell this shoe. If we find out you're a reseller, we are going to cancel the order, which I think is total bullshit. Concepts and every other store that says that. Shouldn't matter who fucking gets the sneaker. If you don't want one person to check out multiple, you can say that, but beside the point. If you don't want bots, you can say that, but beside the point. But basically he said, all right, well, your terms and conditions say that like these shoes should not be bought to be resold, and it's one per person. Well, here are my 15, 16, 20 order numbers. I'm a reseller and I checked out 40 of them. So, you know, haha, cancel my orders because that's part of your terms and conditions, right? And basically he did that because the shoe's not performing well and he doesn't want to be stuck with all that. So he'd rather them refund him than him be stuck with these shoes that aren't doing great, right? And that's just some bitch ass shit as a reseller. Like, yo, you gotta, sometimes you roll the dice. You know how many bricks I got sitting in my crib? Like, I got stuff that doesn't sell for nothing. I got stuff I might not even be able to get retail on. It's part of the game. Like, if you want to be Mr. Big Bot Master, I'm sitting at home cooking on my computer, then take your wins with your losses. That's a loss. Like, if I was Concepts, I wouldn't refund him a motherfucking thing. I would ship all those shoes to him. And if he wants to like refuse delivery on them, fine, let him refuse delivery. Take the shoes back. I wouldn't even refund him until he files a claim. Let him file a claim. Fuck that. If it was a W, if that shoe wound up doing great because Kim, Kanye, Cardi, whoever wore it, you know what I mean? You wouldn't do that. You'd want your order, right? So you had the wherewithal to buy it and do what you did. Deal with your consequences. Take that out.
Okay.
You know, that's that. And then, because my problem with that mainly comes in the fact that that's going to affect me later in a way, possibly. Because now the stores get more pissed off at resellers. Now that store has to cancel all these orders, do all these refunds, all these transaction charges, find a way to sell that shoe now. And it gets them pissed off at a reseller, and it makes them want to combat that shit even harder. It makes them want to hire another guy to develop more anti-bot software and this and that. And all that could fuck me up on a release that I want.
Next comment is, can you get a brand's insight of resellers and their thoughts? It would be cool to get a view from both parties. Now, I'm going to answer this one. I'm pretty sure that's a no.
Yeah, sadly.
A lot of people say Complex invited you here, when really it's just me.
It is just you.
I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for the whole brand Complex. You can't just have one person represent Nike, unless of course it's Mark Parker.
Yeah,
but you're never gonna get that.
I'm not a blip on that man's radar. Stop it.
Yeah, so there's no way to get one person from a brand to speak on behalf of the brand.
Yeah, 100%.
About resellers.
100%. Yeah.
I'm sure maybe if they left the company or left the brand.
I mean, I've had a couple brand people that I've spoken to about stuff that has been cool, but it's
But they
never
would
been
never
on a,
say it to the
it's not on a it's not on a public basis. Yeah, not at all, not formal by any manner.
Another comment was,
Yeah.
I met Soul Street and him with a couple other people. This was at the Louis Vuitton Supreme collab.
MIA,
He was straight.
I was straight.
Yeah.
Straight as an arrow.
How was that drop?
Louis Vuitton Supreme drop, in all
That was
actuality,
one of the most hyped.
drops ever. The Miami location was the only store that did first come first serve successfully. Every other location was completely shut down, right?
Overseas, right?
Overseas and in America. No other store did first come first serve in America. Like, they said New York was going to do it for a while. They were supposed to, like, I mean, granted, nothing else was ever actually fully confirmed, but they were supposed to be at LA tried, I think. LA was completely shut down because of fights and like rioting and craziness. But that Supreme LV drop was grueling because it was in Miami and it was super hot. I brought my son out with me, bro. I brought my 13-year-old son out with me as a body because he was free labor, you know? I hooked him up for doing it, but that was probably the most organized release I've ever been to in my life, times 10. Shout out Louis Vuitton, shout out the dudes at the Aventura Mall. The way they had it set up was just fucking fail proof. The way that they set that release up was, they had a few things working in their favor. That mall has a huge outdoor space that's like an outdoor event space they use it for. There's like bars and seating. It's like to throw parties outside, right? And it happens to be gated off, right? So you can only go in through like 1 or 2 different ways into this area in the first place, right? So 2 or 3 days before.
How high are we talking about gates? Because
You can jump at the gate. You could jump the gate. That's fine. You could jump the gate. You could skip somebody. We're going to get to why it wouldn't work. Everybody sort of started. We were top 10 there too, right? Like, we made sure we were there first. We kind of started our own line outside the mall, outside this area, like on the deadest block we could find. Was kind of there. We made sure security knew we were there, and they were like not sanctioning it. Like, yo, y'all guys can do what y'all want, but we don't have any procedures yet. Like, you know what I mean? They knew we were there though, right? Like maybe 2-3 days before, there might have been a good 100 people out there, and like again, it's different climate. It's 2-3 days before, right? Wow. So nobody's really that antsy and edgy, right? There were chairs lined up. We didn't play no bullshit. This is a big release. You know what I mean? We didn't play that sleeping in the car shit. No, we were in chairs like this the whole night. 3 days, smelling like dirt and ass. Bad, right? So then that next morning might have been 2 days before, right? You came across the street, bunch of security guards. They were like, listen, we're gonna bring you guys into this area over here. We're gonna take you guys 10 at a time from over here. That's where things could have went wrong, but they didn't. Everybody cooperated nicely. But when they brought us up to that gate to let us into this parking lot area, first of all, they had like enough barricades for a bazillion people snaked off, right? And they let us in one at a time and took our picture on an iPad. So they made us hold our ID next to our face and they took our picture with an iPad. And then come morning of the release, they went through that iPad, number 1, number 2, number 3. If your picture wasn't in a row, like if you weren't the next person when they swiped left, you just weren't going in. So like you could have went in that space and like the night before, they were still letting people in. Come on, everybody, yeah, first come, first serve, everybody get online. But they kept taking pictures of people as they came in. There was always a guard there taking a picture of somebody. So like even if you went in and you skipped in and jumped in the front, right? Like come morning time when they letting you in that store, if your photo wasn't on there, you weren't getting in the shop. So that kept it was bulletproof, man. There was nothing you could do about that. It was the best drop of my life. What am I talking about? It was great. It was great. It was great.
To this day, that is the best drop.
To this day, that was the best drop of my life. That was the most profitable.
Factoring profit and organization.
Yeah, 100%.
That was the most successful. What was the most stressful drop?
The most stressful drop, somebody asked me that recently, and the most stressful drop to me, I mean, look, I'm not really good at remembering a lot of stuff, right? So there's probably some that I'm not remembering, but the one that sticks out in my head to me, and everybody's going to be like, what? That was the Pinnacle Jordan 1, the first one, the black one with the little 24 karat gold plated thing. Mm-hmm. That one was such a mess on 34th Street and for Flight 23. I mean, like, yo, security had like wristbands, and there was like, we were in the front of the line again, right? But like everybody was like, there was mad people, everybody was bum rushing. When he tried to give out wristbands, everybody was like trying to crowd him.
Was it the middle of winter?
It was, I had a jacket on. I don't remember it being blistering cold, but it was cold. And it was just like, yo, he kept going across the street and back and forth, and we were just following this dude. And I got so pissed off and like, why are we following this dude? My wristband that I finally got wound up being like number 100, and I should have been like top 10. Maybe there was 20 people there before me, but like where I solidified myself, I should have been top 10. And then my wristband was like number 100 something. I was just so pissed off. I didn't even think I was gonna get the shoe. I was just so disenfranchised by the whole situation. And then come morning time, I wound up getting in the store like number before. Now the cold now. Yeah, see, I'm remembering now. Maybe.
Okay.
All-Star Weekend, New York, Chrome Posits, the mirror foams, right?
The
Nike,
ones that chip. Oh,
yes, the ones that are total fucking bad production. Nike Lab opened the store up at like 4 a.m. because they were scared that like people would get like die out there. It was like I remember hearing on the radio like it's the coldest day in 38 years.
Damn cold.
It was brick as fuck, and they opened the store. But see, like that had a great prize at the end, right? Like not only did we get the shoe, the store was supposed to open at 8, so there were so many people that weren't there because it was so cold. It might have been 20 people there for 100 pairs, and they didn't give a fuck. They just wanted it gone. They wanted that shoe sold. Wow. So we were able to go outside and go back in and go outside and go back in and go outside and go back in and go outside and go back in. And I had like 3 bodies on me. I wound up with like 15 pair at like retail plus the cost of the body for chrome posits. And like whatever now, foam posits are fucking in the grave, right? But that day they were doing $900,000. It was amazing. That was great.
It was a success, but it was also very stressful.
It was stressful. So was Cause. Cause at the Brooklyn Museum. Good Lord.
Oh, it was raining that night.
Pouring. Yeah. And see, like that was one day where I like took a L. Like we got the information. It was like secret. You know what I mean? That they were doing it there. Like nobody knew the day before, right? We got the information. We pull up there, and it was like 2 other kids that got like the secret word too, right? There was not a lot of people there at all, right? And then like me and my guys pull up, and it was like maybe 4 or 5 of us, right? And like we all made the pact that like, yo, we're not gonna tell anybody till the morning, because it might not even happen. Like we got the word that it's happening, but I've gotten false words before, and things change, man. Like I could get somebody telling me like, yo, Dre, it's gonna drop tomorrow. It's happening, bro. We got the pairs in here. It's happening. First come, first serve. And then an hour before, like they decide to put the information out, somebody says, yo, it's already 10 people. You're like, fuck that. We're not doing it. For Cause, we got the information first. We were there early, right? I went to take a nap in my car. The story goes, when I was taking a nap in my car, security was there the whole night. We didn't know, because they was in the back by the parking lot where they deemed there was going to be the entrance, and we were in the front. I go to run back there. Now it's already 30 people there, right? They wouldn't let me go with my group. You feel me? They wouldn't let me go with my group. I had to go in the spot. And I was like number 26, 27. I got a shoe. It was fine. I got bodies. They all got shoes. Everything was fine. I had a body in the front even. But they wouldn't let me physically go in the front. And that fucked me because there was an overhang of the building, right? So when it started pouring for those 37 hours right before the arc pulled up and got all the dogs and cats on it, right? That's the type of rain it was. Torrential, crazy, winter. I got a Canada Goose on. Like it was cold. And I wasn't on the overhang. I was like 7, 8 people back, and they wouldn't let us huddle on the overhang, nothing. So I'm just sitting there getting soaked. I had a brand new iPhone. I dropped my phone and cracked my screen literally less than 48 hours that day. Yo, everything was just terrible about that day. It was so that miserable. Just sitting there in the wet, cold, my underwear wet, my socks wet, my phone just broke. It was miserable. But we got Cause. Jordan 4s, the gray ones, the good ones.
So that's technically that wasn't the.
It was a win too. Like I got like 4 or 5 bodies got pairs that day for me. They did some funny shit inside. Everybody didn't get pairs. It was supposed to get pairs, but Nike took everyone's email, and we thought it was complete bullshit. I thought it was complete bullshit. It was like, if you have a wristband, come sign up and get your email. That shit took 5 hours to get everybody's email, right? But they actually gave everybody who put an email in, got a pair at the end of the day. Nike did right that one. Cause, you did right that one.
All right, so I'm not trying to count your pockets, but have you ever made over 6 figures on a drop?
Not on a drop, no. Nobody's made over 6 figures on one drop.
Is that impossible?
I don't want to say
knowing what you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to say, you know, it's just the logistics of it. Like, in order to make that 6 figures, right?
Let's say you
gotta have so much capital, right? You have to have so much capital.
Let's say capital is unlimited.
All right, if capital is unlimited, there has to be enough of that product at that location, right? There has to be enough product at that place for you to be able to buy enough product that it'll sell for enough that you're gonna clear over $100,000, right? So even if you
say Supreme Louis Vuitton, that might be possible.
If you were able to get enough of it, with 2 bodies buying 2 of everything, you kind of
say 5 bodies.
Yeah, it would have been possible.
It would have been possible.
Yeah, for that it would have been possible. But that is such That was such a special. That was the biggest drop ever. Supreme Louis Vuitton is the biggest release in the history of hype and reselling. There is nothing that surpassed that. I'm looking at y'all with focus because I know somebody's gonna be like, what? Nothing surpassed that. The box logo hoodie, the leather goods, the Christopher bag, the key ball, the wallets, the jeans, the jackets. Bro, it was like 100 items in that collection. Nothing surpassed that, and everything sells for ridiculous money over retail. If I had unlimited capital to begin with, and if I had the confidence, because like I went down there, me and my son, because like, yo, it's still like, even though they doing it, everywhere else got shut down. I'm not flying 5 people down there, right, and taking that risk of flying, housing, feeding all these people, and then God forbid, I went down the week after the first release, right? I wasn't there the first release. The first release, they released the black stuff, the black leather goods.
2 weeks.
They did 2 weeks, and there was supposed to be a third. The third never happened. I went the second week, and I went the third week, and the third week didn't happen. You know what I mean? We went out there for nothing practically. I wasn't gonna gamble that, and then like I still gotta pay these people something, whether win, lose, or draw. I flew them to fucking Miami. You know what I mean? I gotta pay them something for all this time. You know, I wasn't gonna gamble all that in hopes of the store opening. I took my small bet. I brought me and my son, because if it doesn't happen, whatever. I'm just out me and my son. You know what I mean? That was a safe gamble. Even the second week, like whatever, crapshoot, but like it was still safe. When I think of that, and I think of some people that I know that bought that day. There are people that will make 6 figures off that drop, 100%. Like when I said no, I wasn't thinking about that. There are people.
That is the only drop that you can think of right now that you.
But even like the people I'm thinking about haven't made 6 figures yet off it. Because
but it is possible.
They're holding it. You know what I mean?
With the right circumstances.
Yeah, 100%. I know a guy that's sitting on probably close to $100,000, if not more, worth of that, of retail in that product. You know what I mean?
That was purchased from that drop.
So when that dude comes time that he says he wants to cash out, but like that dude's probably not gonna cash out all in one shot. He's gonna cash that out. He's gonna nitpick the perfect customer for each item and get the maximum profit for each item, right? So when all's said and done and all that's gone, he's gonna have cleared way more than $100,000, right? Way more. Okay. Maybe more than $250, honestly. He's gonna do great on it, but he's not gonna do great on it in one shot because he's gonna let that stuff go little by little. Like you buy and hold that kind of stuff because that's like, in case of emergency stuff, it's just gonna keep appreciating. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
isn't it better to have liquid assets though, like sitting in a bank or something like that?
It is, but like, but like some things appreciate more than any stock will. Most things appreciate more than any certificate of deposit.
Interest.
Yeah, the interest. I'm sorry. Most things, you know, will accrue more interest sitting in your closet as an item than it will with the measly.
That's true.
0.3% they give you in a bank. I was just talking to somebody about this today. Like as resellers, like we build a passion to an item. We have faith in an item. You know what I mean? Like this item could be selling for $1,000 today. They release too many. It's selling for 20 tomorrow. I feel like in my heart, I feel it's gonna go back to that. So I want to hold it till it goes back to that.
That's a gambler's mentality.
It is. It's like, bad. A lot of resellers have that gambler's mentality. And even I do. Like I got things at home that like I know probably aren't gonna sell for much more than what they're at right now. But like I don't need the money just yet. Like yo, if I get in a bind, like if my transmission blows, like you know what I mean, like whatever. If my kid needs a,
do you see it as eye candy?
What? Yeah, of course.
That's why you're holding on to it.
It looks so pretty sitting in a bin and sitting in a box.
Really?
Yeah. Every day
I feel like that's gonna be a comment right there. This guy just said he's treating it like eye candy. It feels so good sitting in a bin.
Feels so good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Are there any upcoming drops that you're looking forward to that you think will be lucrative?
Most of the real lucrative things are last minute. Like, all right, we got some cool off-whites coming up, right? The Serena Blazer still hasn't officially dropped. We got those Jack Reaper, Grim Reaper, Halloween plaque blazers, right? We have like all these leaked pictures of kids' blazers and 30 other color blazers and this and that and off-whites that are like coming out, right? So like off-white in general has been very lucrative. Off-white right now is the new Yeezys. Like Yeezys aren't doing great, off-white does. But like how lucrative can it be when there's no fucking way to buy at retail for the most part? You know what I mean? Even though I'll pull up with 20 pairs, I'm not paying retail for those 20 pairs. My source probably made more money off those than I'm gonna make off them. You know what I mean? Like I gotta buy them off people and this and that because I got sales and I'm taking tail ends. Anybody you see online with 1,000 pairs, bro, they taking tail ends. Somebody else, 90% of the time, somebody else is making more money on that than they're making with it. When you see people with these monstrous piles of shoes, most of the times they're not at retail. Like, we gotta pay over. And that's what I hate, because everybody's always like, damn, Soul Street, you can't let me get one at retail, bro. Like, I'm just a starving 8th grader. Like, yo, bro, what do you mean get one at retail? I want one at retail. I don't get one at retail. Shit hurt, bro.
All right, so I got one more question for you, but before we get to that last question,
right.
Complex Con.
Yeah.
People should go buy their tickets. They just announced the musical artist that's going to be there. I'm looking forward to. Well, Future is one of the headliners.
Nice.
I'm personally just looking forward to Tinashe being there.
Oh.
But yeah, you guys can check out the musical artist. Vince Staples going to be there.
Nice.
But last question.
Yeah.
Would you ever open up a store?
No.
Why not?
No, real estate's too expensive in New York City. I think I can draw people to my place, right? I think I have enough friends, followers, family, right? I have enough of a name built for myself in this game that people would come because it's my place, right? But like, in order to really kill it, I feel like you have to have a good location, right? And a good location is a lot of money, first of all. You know what I mean? Like, it's just brick and mortar in New York. Real estate is really high. Secondly, like the amount of inventory I'd have to have to stock a store that's making enough money to, you know, pay for itself and pay for an employee and pay for the lights. I'd have to have a lot of inventory, right? And I don't have enough inventory I'm willing to sell. And I don't really have enough capital to buy enough of that inventory in one shot. Like, I can't have this
what
much
happens if you
shit
just
on
made
every
it
release.
like consignment?
It might work, you know? I mean, I know, like, I don't know. I don't know any consignment. I don't know any consignment shops that are like crushing it, except for like Flight Club and Stadium Goods. Like, ain't nobody crushing it.
What about
like
a round
that.
two?
Well, round two isn't consignment. They're straight buying and selling. And round two, I think, has a great business model, but most of the stuff they buy isn't the hottest typist. They do so, like, or at least that's not where their niches. Their niches in like the used stuff and the vintage stuff. Okay. And round two, from the looks of it, because like I've been in there and I see them buying things and then I see them posting those same things for sale. Like, round two is totally comfortable with like very small margins, right? So round two will make a $30, $40 an item, but they'll do that 500 times a day, which is great. Don't get me wrong, that's amazing. Sean Witherspoon has built like a really good business model and a really good following, and he has the name, so it works for them, you know what I mean? But I don't think that coming out the gate you can build something like that fast and be that successful. Like, Sean has had a store in Virginia where I'm sure the real estate is way less. Sean's personal passion was always vintage and stuff like this. So like, he came to a point in his life where he was like, I'm gonna sell my collection, put it in the store, right? And then it started doing well and he was able to buy more stuff. And then that store started doing well enough that he was able to open another location. So like, he didn't come to New York first, you know what I mean? It built off of the growing success already. I feel like being in New York is great for me as a reseller because I have access to all this stuff, but to open a store here, that's hard, man, that's hard.
All right. Well, that's it for now. Oh my God.
Nobody hear about you.
They said that it was that
shit.
time of the month.
Oh,
you
man.
got cramps.
Oh, see, now I'm gonna go at your
That's what I heard.
Now I'm gonna go at your fucking neck.
That's what I. Hello, Rack.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, you should have been like, yo, is you alright? You see how they do me?
I said I was gonna text them. I wasn't gonna text you during the show.
Stomach problems
People
is a serious
commented
fucking
last
issue
time.
in America. I just want everybody to know
last
that.
time and said get off the phone. So
Acid reflux is a serious problem in America.
Yeah, for those over 60.
Rex Hogan basically he deals with, even though he is a young man, he has old insides. Yeah. I'm out of here. I'm going home to lay down.
That's Soul Street, that's Rex.
Yo, the blanket, Rax. The blanket's not yours, Rax.
Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed the video, if I should invite him back one more time or multiple times.
Multiple times.
How much you want for this shit?
What do you mean?
All right, well, all right, we'll see you. Peace.